climate change, when one says, listen, you are telling me it's going to be the end of humanity because of us, of course. And they've been telling us this for 25, 30 years. But first, we must remember that the great fear was the cooling of the planet. Of course, you say, when was this? Well, in the 1950s, 60s, 70s. All that changes. Then comes the figure of Al Gore. Everything is this. Global warming begins. Now we call it climate change, but back then it was global warming. But of course, there was data that showed the opposite. So they say, well, let's call it climate change. We include everything in there. You say, is there a drought? Climate change. Is there a flood? Climate change. It doesn't snow. Climate change. It snows. Climate change. Of course, that's everything is climate change. So in the end, when one observes, not only does mere observation show that this is the case, but society is also accepting these dogmas, and that is enormously concerning. That's why I sometimes talk about the fool who accepts sacrifices as if they were new state religions, which is, okay, I can drive, I can do this activity, I'm willing to pay more taxes. This is something that logic would invite you to say. So you're telling me that saving the planet depends on me paying taxes? No, I mean, these are very surreal things. So you say this is such an obvious manipulation because before it was one thing, now it's another. And that's when you say this about